Hello and welcome. Today's reading is for Virgo for January 2023. Welcome to the table, Virgo. I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I will shuffle them again. I'm an intuitive reader and I read in real time. I use a 10-card spread with 5 cards along the top row and 5 cards along the bottom row. I talk about those cards as they come out. And then I overlay them with a second deck, and I talk about those cards as well. And then I collate the whole of the reading together towards the end, and to give you some idea of what you can expect in the way of energy coming towards you or surrounding you for January. And the flowers from my garden. Okay. Just one more quick shuffle and then we'll begin the reading. One more. Off we go. Okay. First card out. 9 of Swords. Ace of Wands in reverse. 6 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse and Page of Swords in reverse. Second row, we've got the Queen of Cups in the upright position, King of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment in the upright position, the Sun in the upright position, and the Page of Wands in the upright position. I'll show you the bottom of the deck. So on the bottom of the deck we've got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the 9 of Swords is usually about worries and nightmares and fears, things that you think may happen but often don't happen. So these are your concerns, your anxieties, your nightmares. Ace of Wands is normally a highly creative card, but it's in the reverse position. So perhaps you feel like you're never going to make a breakthrough. It looks to me like there's things you'd like to leave behind and you'd like to have a new start. Three of Cups is usually about celebrations with friends and families and like-minded people. Maybe there's a sense of loneliness about this reading. Perhaps your friends have moved on or you've had to move on, and that can leave you feeling very isolated for a little while. Page of Swords, usually an inquisitive and inquiring mind, but again it's in the reverse position. I'm getting very much a feeling of being a little bit lost along the top row. So Virgo, that could be you. Perhaps your circumstances have changed, feeling a little bit trapped. We'll continue the reading because the best thing to do is to keep going forward. Okay, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about self-love or being able to love, giving love, understanding love, actions of love. I'm getting a sense in this case, for some reason, you're not giving yourself enough love. Perhaps you're not giving yourself enough time. King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles is a more mature energy, a more mature male energy. And in this case, all the cards are gender neutral, but the energies portrayed in the cards can be male or female. The males tend to be more active. They tend to have a more steady, grounded sort of energy, whereas the females talk more about love and emotions and feelings. So King of Pentacles, someone who knows their worth, their value, knows how to make money, knows how to keep it, knows how to look after it. It's in the reverse position. It's worked hard. This is somebody who's worked very hard. Judgment. So Judgment in the upright position is a call for resurrection, a call for change. Can be news coming in. It can also be a call to have for you to evaluate things, to kind of look at your life and evaluate the situation that you're in more clearly, to make some changes. Usually it would be a call for you to make changes, or a call for you to recognise all the aspects of your character and your mind and your worldly situation, and to reassess all of those things. You've got the Sun. This is the most auspicious card in the deck. This is the happiest card in the deck. Sunshine is about expansion, happy times, all very positive energy, success. It can be the birth of a child, but it is the most auspicious card in the deck. With that on the table, it turns everything around. Page of Wands can be starting or commencing a new journey or a new creative project. It can be somebody looking for love. It's somebody who wants to go beyond where they are now, to look outward. So you can see that he's standing sort of in a desert. He wants to look beyond that desert. He wants something more to look at rather than a desert and his creative urges. So this is an outward looking card, so it's quite positive with the Sun behind it after your call for judgment. So that is quite a positive energy moving outwards. I'll get the next layer of cards because that does help to clarify the ones that are on the table. It gives me a better idea of what energies are coming towards you. It does look like the top row is showing me that there is some sort of feeling perhaps of loneliness, feeling of wanting to move away from the situation you're currently in. You're looking for change. Perhaps you've been in a situation for quite some time that just feels like it's never ending, and just going round and round and round and round. Sometimes life is like that. It just feels like you get up every day, you do the same thing, you go to work. This is the energy, that same feeling of every day is the same. We'll have a look, we'll clarify this a little bit further. One more. Okay, here we go, Virgo. First one, Ten of Wands. Okay, a burden, a heavy burden. As you can see, he's getting worn out from and the prospect of walking up those stairs is somewhat overwhelming. A sense of, I can't keep going. So that's very much the energy at the beginning of January, is a sense of feeling like you can't keep going. Both of these cards have the heads down. So as you can see, it's very much an energy of feeling down and probably overwhelmed, overburdened. Let's have a look at the Ace of Wands. Perhaps you've been spending too much time on your own, Virgo. That's possible. And you feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. That can be that case, but we'll keep going. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Okay, again, this is perhaps concerns and worries, worrying about your stability, your future, your security, your job, all of those things, your values, wondering how you'll ever manage to look after a house or pay for a house. You're getting very sort of, it's a very sort of a stuck energy about, you know, being again a little bit too much in your head, a little bit sort of perhaps the burdens of worrying about paying for a house or finding a house are overwhelming you at the moment. You'd like to have a new start perhaps, but so far the reading is looking very much like you're having a heavy feeling here at the beginning and wishing to move on. Let's clarify that card, the Six of Swords. Now the Six of Swords is usually quite a happy card because even though you've got the backs turned to you, to the reader, they're prepared to walk away and leave everything behind. So this is what that card is all about, leaving everything behind, okay? And moving to better times. It's actually a card that indicates better times because there are no dark clouds on the horizon. They are moving to better times. So perhaps wishing for better times. Let's have a look. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. Well, this is a lovely card. This woman is standing here in her lovely gown. She's got a beautiful garden around her. She has her companion, her bird there. She's surrounded by wealth. She's made that money herself. She has a lot of self-respect, a lot of self-confidence. She knows what her purpose is. She can look you straight in the eye. She is somebody who is completely upright. Everything about her speaks about having integrity and self-assuredness. Let's have a look at the 3 of Cups. Normally that's quite a joyful card. But you know, sometimes we all find ourselves in a situation where our friends move on or we have to move on. And you really can't take everything with you because there are new people to meet wherever you go. And if you took everything with you, you wouldn't reach out to embrace your new surroundings. I'm getting a feeling here with this heavy cloak. It's kind of like your security. You know, if your friends or your friends or you move on, either way, you lost your sense of security for a little while. And that can be very much the case. But this is where you need to be here, strong in yourself. Because ultimately we stand alone. It's nice to have friends, but we do need to be able to stand alone and have our strength, have our self-confidence that we are capable of manifesting what we need. Let's have a look at these 3 of Cups. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Again, this is not a very happy looking card. This is a feeling of being destitute, maybe impoverished, feeling lonely, isolated and out in the cold. But there is a light in the window, and the light is meant to represent hope and encouragement, because nothing stays the same forever. So if you're in a period of loneliness or feeling that things have not gone quite right for you, feel encouraged that, you know, it's like the seasons change. It doesn't snow forever. It doesn't rain forever. You don't have to stay out in the cold forever. Let's have a look at the Page of Swords. This energy today feels very much like lost in his thoughts. And although this person is quite inquiring and can sort themselves out and could know the truth and find a way forward, because it's in the reverse position, perhaps you just can't find your way out of the fog. It looks a little bit like you're sort of stuck in some sort of a mental fog here. And, you know, this can be a bit of a crisis that comes about. You could have lost your job, you could have lost a friend. You may have suddenly been pushed into new circumstances, into new surroundings. You may have had to relocate, and you can find yourself quite isolated. You've suddenly not got your friends handy. It can feel very lonely for a little while. But you will gradually make new friends. And in the meantime, I suggest you just focus on doing the things you need to do on a daily basis. Focus well on preparing your food and your shopping, looking after your house and your home and your clothing. All of those things, if you take care of all of those things with confidence, gradually you will meet people. And it will occupy your mind to do those things well for a little while, to just focus on those things, because it takes your mind off that feeling of being lonely. Let's have a look at the Page of Swords. Maybe a message coming to you. It's possible. Let's have a look. Page of Swords. Okay, exactly. Eight of Wands. This is the message card. And these are rapidly incoming messages, but it's in reverse. So you're perhaps waiting for some sort of a message to come to you, in which case there's definitely some sort of a delay here. Could be an offer or an opportunity or a message, but I'm very much thinking this is a message, waiting for some message or offer to come towards you. Okay? So it does look like there's some sort of a delay here. Okay? And you're sort of, it's kind of like looking out, checking your email all the time, waiting for that message to come in, looking in the letterbox, seeing if that letter's arrived yet. Those kind of things, where you're constantly checking for messages. Perhaps that's because you're feeling a bit alone. Okay, let's have a look. I can't see any signs of having a squabble, so there's no real trouble here on the table, no arguments or anything. So, it could be just circumstances that have changed for you, and that happens to all of us. We need to move on sometimes. We need to relocate. Okay, the Queen of Cups to me here is definitely, I'm feeling today, normally she's very loving, but I'm feeling that she's not giving herself enough love, not spending enough time taking good care of herself. And that can include anything, taking yourself out shopping, taking yourself to the movies, taking yourself to the gardens. If you can't afford to do a lot of things, there are a lot of things that are free. If you can afford to do something nice, go perhaps get a massage, get your nails done. Go and sit by the sea if you're close to the sea. And just pamper yourself a little bit. A day by the sea or a day in a garden can make you feel like a new person. Most places will have a park of some sort or a botanic gardens where you can get to, often for free. Perhaps a little holiday if you can afford one. Let's have a look at the Queen of Cups. Okay, this is again the Seven of Cups. Wishful thinking or daydreaming. She's looking at her cup very, as you can see, she's looking at her cup. Perhaps these are all the things you'd wish to do. I'm not quite sure why you aren't doing some of the things. Not everything will bring you happiness, mind you. There are 1,000 wishes we can have. Not every one of them will be fulfilling. Sometimes they only fulfill you in the short term. But sometimes it's better just to start something new, a new hobby or something, and it can be really simple. You can go out and compare the shape of leaves if you can't afford to do anything. Otherwise, take up a creative hobby that perhaps you've thought about a long time ago, and at least you can test it, and if it doesn't suit you, later on you can drop it. But it gives you something to do if you're feeling a bit isolated. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Queen of Cups. There she is again, and she's in reverse. I'm getting very much the sensation of you feeling alone, and you're feeling like your cup is not being filled. You feel like you're not getting sufficient love. The only thing I can suggest in this situation, when you feel like you're not being fulfilled, take good care of yourself. At least while you're taking good care of yourself, make sure your nails are well manicured, make sure your hair is cut, make sure your skin is well nourished, make sure you eat as well as you can, make sure you can get a little bit of exercise. If you can afford to buy a few new clothes, that would be lovely. At least if you're feeling good, you can attract the right sort of person towards you. Sometimes in the intervening period, you can just take good care of yourself and the things that surround you so that everything is clean and beautiful, and at least that way it builds confidence, and that way if somebody ever does arrive on the scene, you have no hesitation in inviting them round, because everything is clean and in good order, including yourself. This woman is immaculately groomed, as you can see. And it does build confidence to be well groomed, and that doesn't always cost a lot of money. Make sure you take good care of your feet and your hands. Take good care of your health. If you need to visit a doctor, go and visit a doctor. Go and visit the dentist. Take care of all the little things that you've perhaps neglected for a little while. Let's have a look at Judgment. Okay. King of Wands. So he's in reverse too. The King of Wands is highly creative, highly imaginative, highly fertile. He has a flaming crown on his head, and you can see Judgment has a sort of a flaming crown on his head. This is sort of an energy of, no limit to the amount of bright ideas or creative activities that you can come up with. And perhaps this is a call for you to look inside yourself and have a look at all the things perhaps you've ever daydreamed about. Because sometimes you can just sort of think, oh, well, I would have liked to have done that, but it's a little bit fanciful. Well, perhaps it's not fanciful. Perhaps it's the time to try it out. You can always let it go if you don't like it, but at least try it out. Go and have a little go. If you wanted to play chess or something, okay, this one's fallen out. I don't know why. Oh, we've got two. Okay. I'll take them both. Actually, there's three. Okay. I normally wouldn't take three, but I will in this case. I'll take them. So you've got the Chariot. It's fast-moving changes. That's on the Sun, which is good. You've got horse energy. I'll just show you these two because you've got horse energy. Now, they can be sphinxes normally during the Chariot, but in this case they're horses. You've got horse energy here, so things look like they will be changing. The Sun is a very bountiful, prosperous card. This is fast-moving changes. They had the Nine of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands is sort of that feeling of fatigue, I've nearly finished a project, but I've still got a little bit more to go. And you're struggling to sort of find the energy to finish the project. That's the kind of feeling this card often portrays. It sometimes just sort of feels like I've been doing this for years and I've had it. But it's kind of like building a house. You've just got to put the guttering on the building and put the locks on the doors, and then you're finished. But you're probably running tired. It's that sort of a sensation. Being really tired, but you've only got a little bit more to go. But you've got the Chariot. So this is the first card I saw. I actually should put that first. Then you've got the Chariot, and then you've got this juggling. You've got the Two of Pentacles, which is a decision to be made. Perhaps you're balancing your finances. That is a possibility. That would be the literal meaning of this card. But I also get the feeling that perhaps if you haven't relocated, maybe you need to relocate. Maybe all the opportunities have dried up where you are. It does look like some fast changes, although it's interesting that this is sort of delays. So under the Sun, though, this is quite an auspicious card. So you've got the golden energy here of the Pentacles, maybe a new offer coming towards you. Let's have a look at the Page of Wands. Let's clarify the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands would be about a new opportunity, starting something new. Okay. He's got the red hat on. He's got the bright idea. He's got his red legs. He's prepared to go somewhere. He's prepared to walk the distance to go wherever he needs to go. He's prepared for travel, using his intelligence to go forward, using his creative energy to think of a new plan. Okay. This is your rest and recuperation card. It's in reverse. If you've been ill, everything takes a long time to recover. If you're one of those people who've got long COVID, it can be a long and drawn out process. If you're feeling very much like you need more rest, perhaps you need to take rest. This is also a card of blessings. You see here the stained glass window. Repose, prayer, blessings coming towards you, taking the rest you need, taking the solitude you need, letting go of your anger, letting go of your bad thoughts, letting go of feeling trapped, putting down the sword, lying down, thinking about it, deciding your options and waiting for the blessings to come in. Blessings always come in to everybody. You need to take the opportunity as it presents itself. Okay, let's have a look on the bottom of the deck. What have we got? Okay, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So Seven of Pentacles is about taking a rest, pausing to stop and appreciate the things that you've got, things that you've worked hard for, everything that you've achieved. Perhaps the rest is going to be forced on you if you don't stop and appreciate the things you have. The cosmos will make sure that the change is forced on you. You know, it's kind of like if you work too hard, you will get sick, and your body will slow down of its own accord, and you will get sick, and you will need to take time to recover. And during your recovery, if you are recovering, you also need to be grateful for the things you do have. Show your appreciation, acknowledge what you've achieved. Everybody's achieved something. Acknowledge what you've achieved. Don't be too pessimistic. You know, there are always new things coming your way. It looks here like you're waiting for a message, but it does look like there's going to be some choices coming your way, and it does look like it may push you in a different direction altogether. Because these two are both, you know, the horses could go either way, the coins could go either way. He's juggling on either foot. So it does look to me like some sort of a choice you'll need to make soon. And that's a little bit wild and stormy. So perhaps there's a sense of turbulence in your life that feels like nothing, you know, no matter how much you try, it doesn't seem to work out. But that's something you have to deal with. You need to perhaps calm yourself and steady yourself inside your mind. And that's where the Four of Swords comes in. Taking the time to steady yourself. Put down all your thoughts. Put down all your ideas. Just lie down and have a bit of a think about it, some quiet time. You know, you might need to go for you know, if you're spiritual, you might need to go to a church and just sit quietly. Otherwise, you can sit in a garden, perhaps go on a retreat. A couple of days away sometimes. Give yourself time to think clearly without sort of being locked in the confines of your own room or your own house. Can change the way you look at the world. I might just do a clarification because it does look a little bit, it does look to me like you've had quite some sort of a sense of distress and weariness at the beginning here. Looks like you've been carrying quite a load. It does look like it's leaving you quite tired and exhausted. I'm getting a sense of exhausted. You don't even feel like you can cope anymore. That's the sense I'm getting. It can be sort of a sense of depression. It's very static. There's no real action being taken. All the people are wearing blue, which means they're trying their best, but they're not making any progress. But right here in the middle of January, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is quite an auspicious card. So leaving something behind or wishing you could leave something behind. Perhaps it's a family environment. Perhaps this person may be a mother figure. Could be a mother figure. Could be a grandmother. Somebody more mature. Perhaps you're feeling locked in and trapped, somehow obligated to this person. But it does look like you're going to have some sort of a call here. You know, you could even use it as a wake-up call. A wake-up call, a reassessment, revaluing everything in your life, looking at how you got yourself into the situation you're in currently. Okay, let's have a clarification. We might clarify the cards at the end here. Page of Wands. So he does look like he's prepared to step out with confidence, but perhaps his plans aren't well thought through. I'm not quite sure. We'll have a look, because there's not much else that indicates that there have been plans in the making. Okay, we've got two. Okay, we've got the Devil and the Magician. So you've got the Devil upright. I'll show you that one first. This one's quite a creepy looking card. The Devil upright and the Magician in reverse. I'll show you upright. We've got the Devil and the Magician. So the Devil is sort of speaking about things that are keeping you held back, the things that are holding you back. Okay, it does look like you need to assess the things that are holding you back. Things that are making you feel trapped. Are you trapped with a mortgage? Are you trapped to some person? Are you trapped in a job? Are you trapped in your own mind? And the Magician here is perhaps wishing for someone else to take action for you. Perhaps someone to wave a magic wand and everything changes. But it doesn't usually work like that. You actually need to pick up all the little pieces that are on the table and wave your own magic wand. Everything is there for you. There is light here. And I think that's part of this repose card. Again, part of this taking time to put down everything. Think clearly about what it is. What are the things that are going to bring you light and happiness into your life? And whatever it is that's got you stuck and trapped, there's a call here. Now, the Devil can also be all sorts of things like drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, addictions of all sorts. You can be trapped with doing things exactly the same way over and over and over again without ever making any changes. That's also a form of enslavement. You can be enslaved to people, and you can be enslaved to a job. Staying in a job that you really don't like when actually your finances would allow you to move, perhaps. That's also something that can keep you enslaved. So that's at the very end here. So it's actually quite a dark reading, which I'm very sorry for, Virgo, but there's not much I can do about that. For some, this may only apply to very few of you, but it is quite a dark reading. So it's showing me some sort of worries and anxiety and perhaps depression, not taking enough care of yourself, and that can easily be fixed. You know, having your shower every day, combing your hair, putting some moisturiser on, make sure your hands are clean, your nails are clean, your toenails are clean, and your hair is combed, and that your clothes are clean, and then expand from there. Start taking care of your surroundings, take care that you eat your food, some nourishing food, don't waste your money on rubbishy food, take good care of yourself, get some clean air if you can. This one's definitely in reverse, so you know your problems can't be fixed by someone else. They need to be fixed by you. If you need medical help, though, I suggest you go and get medical help, because it's surprising how good you can feel by just going to a doctor and him or her recognising a problem that you may have, and then they can prescribe a medicine and help you, or they can just speaking to someone can make a huge amount of difference. I'm going to leave it there because it's quite a dark reading, and I hope I have a better reading. I'll do another reading for mid-January for you, Virgo, because this does feel very dark. and it looks like you're waiting for some sort of a message. But you do have the Sun on the table. So the possibility for you to create is there. You just need to start the journey. Here, start the journey. Start the journey. Take the steps that are necessary to start your journey. Leave behind the things that are making you miserable. There's no reason to stay there. You're just wasting one more day of your life. So find that space and the time to sit down and do your calculations. Your 4 is about your stability. Again, it's like this card. This is all about your stability, your security, and where you are. If you're feeling insecure, take some steps to make some changes, but you need to take the steps yourself, okay? You need to sit and think, come up with some idea, and it doesn't matter if it seems like a crazy idea, at least take a step in that direction, because anything's better than feeling stuck in your mind. It's not much good being stuck in your mind. Okay? I'm going to leave it there for you, Virgo. I will do a reading for you probably mid-January somewhere, because this looks quite dark. I do hope you find some help. If you need help speaking to someone, I do suggest you reach out to someone. And if your friends have moved on, or if you've had to move on, you'd be surprised that there'll be somebody who can listen to you. You know, you may need to go to a church, you may need to go to a doctor. Sometimes if you just sit on a park bench, people will sit next to you and start a conversation. Bye for now, Virgo.